Imagine waking up one morning to discover that the next big thing has already arrived. The future is here, and it's changing everything we thought we knew about investing. In fact, did you know that 75% of people who invest in emerging markets will miss out on the biggest gains? That's what most investors don't understand: the paradigm shift that's happening globally and how to capitalize on it. Here's the thing: the next multibagger stocks are already being created. But wait, these opportunities aren't going to last forever. So what does that mean for you? Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the world of investing and help you make informed decisions. The concept of best stocks to buy in 2026, top multibagger picks in India and US markets might seem new, but it's actually rooted in history. Think about it this way: we've been witnessing a gradual shift in the global paradigm for years now. The rise of emerging markets, technological advancements, and changing consumer behavior are just a few factors that have led to this paradigm shift. Now here's where it gets interesting: the stocks that performed well in 2020 were not the same ones that will perform well in 2026. So what does that mean for you? It means we need to look beyond the usual suspects and explore new opportunities. But before we dive into our top picks, let's talk about what triggered this paradigm shift. All right, let's dive into the core concept of our video. Think of investing like building a house on solid ground versus quicksand. You want to put your money on companies that are stable, with strong foundations and growth potential. That's what we're talking about: multibagger stocks in India and US markets. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes, but long-term plays. We're looking for companies that will benefit from a global paradigm shift. The question is, who's going to be ready? Sound familiar? We'll break it down, share our research, and show you the top picks. Ever wondered why some stocks are better than others? Full circle. So here's the thing. When it comes to investing in 2026 and beyond, most people get caught up in the hype around emerging technologies like AI and renewable energy. Now, don't get me wrong, these are game changers. But what people often overlook is the foundation upon which all these innovations rest: quality of life. Think about it this way: what's the point of having a smartphone that can do anything except make your life easier? Or a car that runs on electric power if it can't get you where you need to go on time? The paradigm shift I'm talking about isn't just about tech. It's about making human life more efficient, more productive. Sound familiar? So you want to know the mechanics behind finding the best stocks to buy in 2026. Here's the thing: it's not just about picking a stock and hoping for the best. You gotta understand how the market works, what drives growth, and where the opportunities are. Most investors focus on short-term gains, but the best multibagger picks require a long-term view. We're talking years, not months. Think about it this way: if you're not willing to hold onto your stocks for at least 5 years, you might as well be playing the lottery. So what does that mean for you? The key is to identify companies with sustainable competitive advantages, innovative business models, and a strong track record of growth. Ever wondered why some companies seem to defy gravity while others sink like stones? Imagine you're an investor who's been following the electric vehicle revolution. You've got a hunch that companies like Tesla and Lucid Motors are going to be major winners. So, in 2025, you start buying shares of Tesla at $700 per share. By the end of the year, the stock price jumps to over $1,000, giving you a return of 142%. Fast forward to 2026, and the EV market is booming. Now here's where it gets interesting. Companies like Lucid Motors are getting ready to launch new models that are going to disrupt the industry even more. So what does that mean for you? You're sitting on a potential windfall. Ever wondered why I'm not recommending just Tesla? Think about it this way: successful investors know that the key to beating the market lies not just in picking great stocks, but also in understanding the underlying trends and shifts that are driving them. Here's what most people miss. They focus on individual company performance without considering the broader paradigm shift. Sound familiar? Well, let me tell you, the 2026 global paradigm shift is all about embracing technological disruption and sustainability. So, who are the players poised to benefit from this new era? Think about it this way: the companies that can adapt and innovate will thrive, while those that can't will struggle. Think about it this way: the next multibagger stock you're going to look at is actually an industry disruptor. We're talking about a company that's already changing the game in a sector that's ripe for disruption. Let's take a closer look at a US-based fintech firm called Stripe. What if I told you they're not just a payment processor, but a full-stack tech company? They've got a massive user base, and their software is being used by some of the world's biggest brands. But here's the thing: their market cap is still relatively small compared to some of the other players in the space. So what does that mean for you? By the way, if you want to go deeper on this topic, I've linked some resources in the description below, including Personal Capital, which I personally recommend. So when it comes to finding the best stocks to buy in 2026, people often make some serious mistakes. Here's one common pitfall: not doing their research on emerging trends and technologies. They might invest in a company that's still trying to figure out how to use AI or blockchain, only to watch as the stock tanking. Sound familiar? Another mistake is overestimating the growth potential of a single stock. Just because a new product launch gets some buzz, it doesn't mean the entire company is going to skyrocket. Don't fall for that hype. Think about it this way: diversification is key. And then there's the fear of missing out, or FOMO. When everyone else is buying up shares of a hot new IPO, what if you're the only one who sees it's overvalued? The bottom line is, do your due diligence and don't get caught up in the hype. All right, let's dive into the practical tips you can apply today. First, think about diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across various sectors to minimize risk. Now, here's what most people miss: research, not just news headlines. Don't just react to market trends, but take a step back and analyze the underlying factors. And don't forget to set a long-term perspective. Investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Sound familiar? Next, consider dollar-cost averaging. Invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of market conditions. Ever wondered why this strategy can be so powerful? Finally, keep an eye on company fundamentals. Look for strong balance sheets, profitable business models, and experienced leadership. What if I told you that's the key to finding multibagger stocks in 2026? As we look ahead to the next decade, it's clear that the world is on the cusp of a profound shift. Emerging technologies like AI and renewable energy are poised to disrupt industries and create new opportunities. The question is, how will this impact your investments? Think about it this way: what if the future of work isn't in traditional offices, but in virtual realities? Or what if electric vehicles become the norm, transforming the auto industry forever? Sound familiar? But wait, these changes won't happen overnight. It's going to take time, and that's where savvy investors come in. All right, so let's summarize the top takeaways from our exploration of the best stocks to buy in 2026. First off, we've got a massive paradigm shift happening globally. Think technological advancements and shifting consumer behaviors. That means companies that are innovating and adapting will be the ones to watch. Now here's where it gets interesting. The US market is expected to see huge growth in AI, cybersecurity, and renewable energy stocks. But what if I told you there are similar opportunities in India? That's right, we're talking about companies like Tata Group, and Infosys, making waves in the tech space. Think about it this way. These aren't just stocks to buy for 2026. They are long-term multibaggers. So, what does that mean for you? It means you need to get ahead of the curve and start researching these companies now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to grow your wealth in 2026. Subscribe to our channel for more insights like this. Comment below with your thoughts on the stocks we've discussed. Or take one action this week. Check out the top 5 AI stocks to invest in. Tech growth.